Community Works decided to do this Kickstarter campaign because it's about our mission is all about bringing regional voices, bringing regional ideas to Manhattan, and we thought Kickstarter is a fantastic outlet for that, where nationally there are people out there that are donating money to different organizations that they potentially believe in their projects, and that's what we're all about, is reaching out to communities not only in New York but nationally. And if there's people out there that are interested in that as well, I think that this would make for a very good relationship. As an artistic organization, we think it's really important to pay those people that are giving their time and putting on the work for the audiences to experience, to enjoy. And at this point we have more than half of what we're going to be paying everybody fundraised already, but it's just this little bit extra that we need from you.
Well, I had been working on the idea of Barrier Island for 6 to 8 years, and it never really worked for me as a play. It was based on my own experiences, and it was a generational piece about growing up on Galveston. And then Hurricane Ike happened, which suddenly gave me a context for writing this play, and the characters came alive.
What's so interesting about Ike is that Ike is the second most devastating hurricane to ever hit Galveston Island, besides the 1900 storm. So many people lost their homes and were devastated by Ike. What was so unique to this community is that the people there choose to stay more often than not during hurricanes. They call themselves BOIs, born on the island, and they pride themselves as a community to stay throughout these storms, and they feel a sense of pride in enduring the storm, no matter how small or large. And I think that's what makes this play so unique and interesting, is it really delves into the mindset of these people, and what kind of people would choose to stay during something that they know could potentially kill them. And I think that so many people were devastated and hurt and killed because more people stayed than they should have, even though the governor of Texas said it's sheer certain death if you stay. The issues of the play surround how they deal with this impending hurricane, and whether they're going to choose to stay or whether they're going to choose to leave, and those choices really inform what these people are all about in this community.
Well, Susie kind of comes with her husband, Nate. Not that they're attached at the hip, but she feels part of Nate. She introduces herself as, "I'm Susie, Big Nate's wife," when she's talking and introducing herself to people. And she's very attuned to him because they both have spent most of their adult lives working in the bar that they tend and run and try to keep afloat.
A lifer on the island, nice guy, low-key, easygoing bartender, thinks of the bar as his living room, likes having the same clients in all the time. They become the family.
Trey, well, when you first meet him, even though he is someone who grew up there, there's kind of an air of mystery about him.
Cheryl is the librarian at St. Michael's School. She is the mother of Steph. She is the daughter of Bob, and she is a real regular at Big Nate's bar.
Steph is 15 years old, and she's very rebellious, and she doesn't have a lot of people in her life that she can talk to or that she gets a lot of love from, even though her mother Cheryl really does love her. She just doesn't really know how to control her. And Steph sees that she's trapped on this island and she can't get out. And her future is her mother, and that future isn't so bright, really.
Carl is a troubled soul who has had a lot of problems in his past, but at this moment he's really trying to do right for himself.
Laura is a former resident of Barrier Island, and her parents still live there. And she grew up there, high school there, and hasn't been back in a while.
You know, if I was a local growing up there, I don't know. Maybe I would stay. Maybe I would stay. But me not being from there, yes, I would. I would definitely pack my bags and I'd go to Houston.
Me not being a BOI, I would have been out of there in a second.
I would want to be where the people I love went.
I mean, I would have to stay with them, I guess, and batter down the hatches.
I would stay. I wouldn't want to leave my family. Solidarity, I guess.
I'd be gone. Yeah.
I wouldn't, if it was a massive, massive storm, let them call me a chicken.
I think I would want to leave because the storm is big, it's scary, lightning, glass breaking, your house basically falling apart. I would be pretty scared. I would be like tugging my mom, let's go, let's go. That's what I would do.
If I personally was scared about my child's safety, I'd be out of there, you know?
I would say I'd be off that island so fast, but if my family couldn't leave, I would have to stay. You know, you can't leave without your family. That's just one of those things.
So many people lost their homes and were devastated by Ike. And these are things that I really learned about the hurricane after I was already involved in the project of Barrier Island. When I did research, I realized, you know, that there's an entire community of people that are homeless now, that are living in Houston and, you know, want to desperately get back to the island of Galveston, but they can't. I think Barrier Island is an important project because and what MT Works is all about is bringing regional voices to New York. The unheard stories that New Yorkers aren't necessarily exposed to. Communities, people, other parts of the world, the other ways that people live. And we want to bring that to Manhattanites, and we want to expose them to the kind of lives that other people have in other regions of the United States and the world. And with that, I think that brings everybody a little closer together.
The theme of Barrier Island and why it's relevant, I think that everyone in America is questioning decisions. They're questioning decisions and their motivations. Are we making our decisions because of pride, because of tradition, because of apathy, because we don't know how to make any other choices, because we're afraid of change? And I think that's the question that our nation has been grappling with for about 15 years. And it's really coming to a crux now. So my hope is that I'm asking us to make that answer those questions for ourselves.